Welcome to Suzuki Xtreme, the 4x4 show that brings you all of the action.
If you're talking about action, there was plenty of it at Manukau. The club at Manukau set out a pretty awesome trial for us to test our trucks on, and people had a lot of fun and got pretty scared on some of those hazards.
You know what, Chase, but sometimes you guys make it look like it's so easy and that you're out there just having fun. But there's so much pressure on you competitors, isn't there?
More so nowadays than before, but we're still having a lot of fun.
Still having lots of fun. And the fact that there are double the competitors this year from last year shows how popular the sport has become. And you know what? It's only the toughest that survive right to the very end of the competition.
So with no further ado, let's go and check out the action.
Wanting to make the hazards for the spectator entertainment and for drivers, it was really important that the spectators could see what was going on, could see plenty of action. It was also important that the drivers felt that they were given a good challenge.
Some gnarly hazards for you, so I'm sure it'll be interesting.
First up,
we're over to hazard 5, Ruben Mason, Kane Newman on a wall of death. Classically these, you just have to go full noise to keep your pace and momentum up to get around, which he's done there nicely, using the twin steer on the back to just bring him round to finish in the blues, and nicely driven by Ruben.
next up, Jared and Scott Biggs. As Wayne said, you just got to keep the momentum up here, so let's see how the freak goes. Oh, he's crossed the top well, not a problem. Oh, it's lifted up on him there. He's gone. Oh, well caught. Down on all fours. They'll check it out, make sure everything's right.
Had the momentum, but that Cowra just caught him enough to kick him over.
Didn't go fast enough to shoot out there.
You got it right. Better luck next time, boys.
Gary Ledbury and Julian Rivers up next, D-Class. See what pace they're going to attack it at. They've gone a little bit quieter than the last truck. They've gone for the lower line, and the front's just washed down on them, which caused them to take that bottom peg. Bad luck, guys.
Yeah, the classic wall of death. You've just got to have heaps of momentum to stick your truck there. No other way around these. And that's a pretty good effort for Ray Jenkins. He's going to back off. Have another go next time.
Chase Rodder, I don't think he'll back off. Let's see what he does. He's just flying at it, taking a nice high line, and bring it round to finish nicely. Get it back under control to come under the blues. Nicely driven.
Steve Thomason up next, got his wife on board. Let's see how they attack it. Lot of revs on. Going along the top. Oh, it's lifted up on him. Oh, this is serious. Going all the way. Let's hope he goes back on his wheels again. That's a nice finish. They'll check him out, make sure they're okay. If in doubt, shut your eyes.
We're broken. You roll your brake.
We're over to hazard 6 now. Wayne and Amy Nicole from South Island in C-Class. Very short, little steep ridge here to climb up on this hazard. Turns to the left and gets very ugly very quick. And it's just caught them up there, which is going to cost them, that's 80 points. Very hard hazard though.
Paul Chapman and Derek Smythe up next. Let's see how Paul goes in this little D-Class Suzuki. Out up front. As Wayne said, some gnarly bumps here and it just cross-actions you quite badly.
You can see the sunstrike too there with the onboard camera.
Sure, 90 points there. Up next, Donald Byer and Rob Allen, heading up the left-hand side. The Cowie should have his hand on the wheel brakes, not waving it in front of Donald's face. Oh, look, he's made him roll it. He'll have to blame the Cowie on that.
And that's just got to be one of the gentlest rollovers I've seen for a big, heavy FJ40, mate.
Okay, now we've got the GT radial playback. Just see how slow this roll really was. Heading up to the left. Yeah, get your hand on the wheel brakes, mate. Yeah, over he goes. He's actually got time to reach back, open the Waco cool box and get a tinny out of there.
And he can still have time to change the tyres as well, mate.
Nice and slow there for Donald. Okay, Kevin Galbraith and Jay Sutherland next. This still is, as Wayne said, it's just real lumpy. This is only the quarter of the hazard. It actually carries way on up from this first hole, and then you've got to do a hard right-hand turn and get out. On the day, I don't think no one got it.
We got Ruben Mason and Kane Newman, D-Class up next. He's got the V6 in here. He's going slightly wider. He's coming around. He's just about there. He's just clawing at that next one. It was enough to give him the 80 though. Ruben will be happy at that. Just back off nice and quietly. And now we've got Lyndon Hall and Perry Mason. They're just trying to line up on the blues. You have to have your centre of your hub lined up between the two blues. And then the marshal lets you go. And they're off. They're trying to stick out wide. They've got to watch that they don't hit the reds. It's just, he's going well. It's just picked him up there. the marshal would have stopped him. And now all they got to do is just back off quietly. No, oh, just as Lyndon's going to prove for me.
No.
Oh, the commentator's jinxed again. Mate, and that's exactly what you don't want to do. You've done the hard part and got up the hazard, and then all you got to do is get out of there. He just took an optional route to get down, that's all.
Okay, this is the latest fashion statement out there in the field, and it's being lovely modelled by Rene Falconer, the dolly belt. And all the necessary stuff, crescent, screwdrivers, lipstick, moisturiser, sunblock, and 2 rubbers.
What do you need 2 rubbers for, Chase?
Well, to rub out the mistake on the scorecard, of course, and make it right.
Let's just pull them up slightly on there.
Terry DeGraw and Rob Brady next. Terry will give this a real good go. Really competent little truck this, and Terry's been around for a long time now. Pedals well, getting the quiet line, giving it a bit of throttle there. Oh, he swapped right up, that's well done. He got, oh, mate! The only thing that makes that roll worth it is he's the only one to get the 60 points so far. Pretty good effort, Terry. He'll be happy with that.
Whew, she was a bit of a battle out there today. Don't go away, we'll be right back. A very testy rally, probably one of the toughest I've ever been to. A real test of man and machine. So let's check out the action.
We're on to hazard 8 now with Norman Hudson and Colin Piper in their C-Class Suzuki. There's quite a long hazard here. They've got to cross a little bit of a drain, come up a small ridge and swing it round to the left. Quite tight, and also that you can't see at the moment on the camera. On the left-hand side there is a very large hole that you do not want to drop into there. In the shadow there, it's a little bit deceiving, but it's quite a big drop. Then we've got to swing back around to the right and drop a drain, through a drain and out. That's a nice drive. That's a 0 for them.
Brendan James and Scott Richmond up next. Brendan's the defending C-Class champ from last year in his home-built Suzuki. Let's see how he gets on across here. As Wayne said, there's a gnarly hole there. You've just got to get the line right and just step your vehicle across that little ditch nicely. Yeah, look at that. Nice line. Nice and quietly. Yeah, carrying on through. You can see Brendan fiddling with the switches there. They're the ARB locker switches. So you can't manoeuvre with them in, so he's taking them out and then putting them back in to make sure he gets through the gnarly stuff. Just keeps the truck nice and safe. You don't have to worry about what's going on with the wheel brakes. You just put the locker in and it takes all the thought away. Nicely done, Brendan.
Here comes Nathan Fogden, Graham Payton, A-Class Suzuki, stock standard. All he's got is his steering lock to get him around this corner, mate, and he'll be watching that hole very closely, that he doesn't drop into it. He'll be working hard to stay wide enough, but to avoid, commentator's jigs!
He's had a serious look at the hole at the moment because he's upside down in it, mate.
He's just checking how deep it was.
Lucky he didn't go down further. That hole got really big further down.
To the right-hand side, and we're getting pretty close to a peg, so I went to turn back. I think we brushed the peg anyway, but because I turned to the left, got a bit too close to that hole, and basically the rear tyre just fell into it, and it was just a graceful fall onto our side. It's all good.
Nothing that young Nathan can't handle.
You bloody jinx.
Over to hazard 13 now with Graham Kingston in F-Class. Very hard first corner here, and it's just pulled him up and sat him against the punga. You can just see how tight it is there in the red, just in the screen. You can just see it. It's so hard to get around. He's doing his best to do it, but it's just pulled him up. Bad luck for Graham. It's 90 points.
Brendan James and Scott Richmond up next. Getting up around nicely around the first bit. Got to keep above. Oh no, he's hit the peg. Unfortunately, that's 90 points for Brendan.
Now we've got Ryan Bold and Lane Jones, D-Class, home built. He's got up around that first pass nicely. He's kept up high. It's going well so far. Now he's just got to bring it tight around and peg it for the hill, mate. And that he's doing. Beautiful, he's going. Excellent. That is a brilliant drive. That is 20 points. One of the few people to get up there on that hazard. Now we've got the C-Class truck, Sean O'Hagan. Let's see what he can do. He's taking it nice and quietly. See if he can come up and around. He's just trying to stay above that punga, and he's well and truly he's above the punga, but it's unfortunately stopped him.
He's almost part of the punga. Jared and Scott Biggs here again in the Freak. Let's see how they go. Up around there, okay, but he caught it. Oh, what an excellent drive there. What a shame he hit the pegs to begin with. But he's still going to have a go at the hill. Good on you, Jared.
And one for the camera as well.
See how he's just clipped the peg? And look at this, bit of a front wheelie. Awesome stuff. 40 points there for Jared. Plenty of information there, Wayne. The Brains Trust are into it. Ron and Debbie Sturm up next. Let's see how they go. D-Class wagon out new this year. They've got to get around this red first, and then it's quite a gnarly wall of death. Oh, look, that's a good one. He's up around there. Now, real steep hill. Whoa, to see the front wheels get chucked in the air there. It just hooked him out to the right. Obviously a rear locker, and it's just stepped him out. Let's have a look at it. GT Radio playback. Oh, bad luck. He's clipped those pegs on the way around. Unfortunately, that's 40 points for Ron and Deb.
Next up, we got Stephen Gladell and Peter Brown, C-Class. These were the lads that were convising a deep plan before chase. And bad luck, unfortunately, it didn't quite go to plan. I noticed that Punga's had a tragic death, though.
Craig Potter and Nicholas Stinson next in the little Suzuki 1600. Little Scudo, they're going to try and... Oh, that's the end of that. Fairly quick. 100 points, unfortunately.
Now we've got Kevin Dalgety and Sharon Clark. See what they can do here. That's a nasty little red there. Oh, and unfortunately they've taken that red. And they've gone one more and gone over. That will not be nice. Let's have a look at that. He's trying to stay up high, and as it's drifted across that front left, you see it bite. It's just enough to tip him over, unfortunately. And he's gone. Now we've got Mark Mont, Philip Walton, D-Class home built. Let's see what they can do, Chase. They're just going to attack this nice and slowly to start with. Punch it up and around. They've done that nice. Bring it back under control. Going well so far. Now they've just got to line up for this hill climb and see if they can punch it. And that they are. They're just attacking it. And nice.
That's a 0.
There was some serious airtime under the front there just before the top. Beautifully driven. That'll put the pressure on Dan.
You just had to power it earlier and try and go higher. They weren't powering it enough, but it's a matter of getting square first. So you've got to get your line first and then go.
Now we'll have a look at that again on the replay. You can see him here. He's just given it a good bootful to get him around and flick the rear of the vehicle. He's just got to bring it back under control and now just let it loose for the hill climb.
Handling that well, Wayne, up through that bump. Just never slopped any of the momentum there. Great stuff. Over to hazard 14, we've got Pete Freeman and Rob Simmons. Real quick little hazard, just a bit like driving around the corner of a dinner plate. Straight round and back out the blues. 0 points there for Pete. He looks not impressed.
Chase Rodder, just got to basically attack it, mate, and just get enough line to stay off the yellow pegs on the inside and bring it round. Jeep's just hanging on the brakes to pull you around nicely. And that's a 0 for Chase. Looking rather happy too, mate.
Craig Hutchison and Brian Hutchison up next in the Jeep. Up around the top, they just got to keep it going around, keep the wheel brakes on. Oh, they've gone! They've put the Jeep on its lid.
That's one way of driving around a dinner plate.
Hanging upside down like a berg.
A little bit of vegetation clearance there. Now we've got Dave and Jenny Hins and Tui Landy. They'll just attack it, give it a good bootful. Bit harder in the bigger vehicles, and he's just unfortunately clipped that red, which will set him for 10. But it's a tight turning circle for the big vehicles.
Yeah, that's dead right, Wayne, very big. Let's see how Andrew Graham and Ron Kelly gets on, all the way from Whangarei. Heading down around the corner. Yeah, missed the 10 peg, so he's got a 0 there for Andrew. Well done.
I'm having so much fun. Don't go away, we're going to be right back after the break. You know what? I love these Dirty Dog sunglasses, and it's your chance to win your own pair. All you have to do is write to us and tell us what you love about the show. Just one sentence, and don't forget to put on all your contact details.
Be a lot lighter. It needs to lose about, quite a lot, about 500 kilos I'd say would be quite handy right now.
Is it?
Yeah, not much fun in the dry with a big truck like that.
Stairway to hell. This is a rather gruesome hill climb here. We've got young Chris Tomberlin and Russ Delberg up. And he's just attacking it, and it's moved. Oh, lifted. That wouldn't have been nice sitting in there. Coming up on two wheels on sideways on a hill climb. It's not a nice feeling.
There's something wrong with the motor, mate. There's something wrong. Something seriously wrong.
Sounds like a good four-wheeler, mate. Got to always have a look under your bonnet.
Steve Goodell and Pete Brown next. Steve will give it a real good go here. Oh, the front lifted up on him real serious there. He's used to flipping over backwards and almost every other way, as is Steve.
But not at the top, at least the dry shaft stayed in this time.
Now we've got Brennan James, Scott Richmond. defending C-Class, so he's going to push it on this one. And he's just attacking it. He's going hard. Good man, he's got over that first lip, and he's close to getting... Oh, that was a well-deserved 20 points there. He wasn't far on getting over the top.
That must have been seriously close, Wayne.
Yeah, it got a little bit further than what I thought it was going to do, but I couldn't stop, so hoping I was going to bounce over that last little rut, but it didn't.
Next up, Wayne Weatherly, Scott Sherson. Got a different camera angle here that might be a bit more graphic for you guys sitting at home just to see exactly how steep this hill is.
Now we've got Shannon Wellman, Richard Berman. They're just dumping the clutch on that Subaru-powered truck, mate, and he's just attacking it. And he's got high enough just to get his 40 points. He'd probably be quite happy with that on a hill climb like that.
Yeah, go for gold and hold on.
Okay, Brent Ward and Mark Smith up next. This guy is not afraid of giving it the shoe. Oh, as you can see, front wheel up, he's gone. Oh, nicely done. Back on his wheels, that's the best way to land.
They come down hard on the front.
Yeah, look at this. It's just hit that hole and the front has gone way up in the air, and then it's basically hang on and have a good ride, boys.
And you watch the front come down here, mate. He just slams down.
That'd knock your false teeth out onto the decks.
We've had to tweak a few little bits, but yeah, we'll come right.
We've got Wayne Osmond and Linda up next, D-Class. He's going at it with a bit of pace. You can just see how steep that is on board with him.
That's a real graphic example, Wayne, of what it looks like for us guys driving up those hill climbs. You just can't see anything.
Yeah, I should have given it a bit more off the mark. Yeah, I had to give it on when I was on there and it wanted to come over. I should have given it more.
Yeah, that's a good effort. Should have given it more.
Okay, Brood up next, otherwise known as Phil Collins and his wife Kerry. Let's see how the Subaru turbo-powered machine gets up here. Oh, lovely drive, heading up to the top. Keep it going, Phil. That is an excellent drive, 10 points. That's as best as we've seen on the GT radio playback. Just riding the bumps well, heading out to the left on it a bit, so he had to get out of the gas there, but that is a tremendous effort.
And we've got Wayne and Amy Nicol. They're just attacking it, Chase. Pace, and I've got it. First ones to zero. That is a brilliant effort. Wayne just didn't hold back on that. He just launched it from the bottom and said, I'm going out the top.
Man, I'm pleased I went to the toilet. Well, I'd have to say, what a tune Mark Mulholland from Advanced Vehicle Services just did at our truck. And I'm still shaking, but I have my card.
Let's have a look at that again on the GT radio playback. He just punches that, mate. That's a brilliant effort. That deserves a pair of Dirty Dog sunglasses. We'll have to send them down to him.
Andrew Graham, the Cowley's hire truck now. Yeah, giving it a real good go, Andrew. 40 points there. He's up quite high, so it almost looks like he's went over and clipped the 40 peg.
A lot of power, a lot of momentum. Yeah, faster.
Now we've got Terry DeGraw and Rob Brady, D-Class. He's having a good look at it first. Terry's been around for a while, so he knows it's all about lines on these hill climbs, and he's just attacking it. He's going well. Didn't quite get out the top. He must have been really close to that. Got him 10 points. Let's have a look at that again on the GT radio playback from above. And you can see him there, that's what he just started lifting, so he's just backing off a little bit on the throttle.
So it's a game of two halves, up and down, so...
Serious horsepower on that truck, Wayne. Rightio, next up, Dan Cowper. As we said, he's leading the competition, and this will be a big hill climb for him. Off he goes. He's into it. No backing off here. Oh my God, look at that. He has gone. That is a big tumble, team. Let's hope those guys are okay.
Listen to that, it's still going. That is not nice. Yeah, those boys will be a little bit quiet.
Probably a little bit quick, got out of line. I saw us go shooting past the 50 and we shot to the right, up into the trees, and come down through the trees. Yeah, it wasn't the plan.
Let's have a look at that again on the GT radio playback. He just launches at it.
It's a little bit over to the right. See how he screwed him? And then he's overcorrected again, which has forced him out to the right the whole time. The hazard sort of went wrong right at the start for Dan. Okay, we apologise here. We've got some amateur footage, but it was awesome to get to see this magnificent roll from Dan Cowper and Dave Hoskin heading out through the trees. Look at it carry on. It's just a testament to our safety equipment that the guys in there are safe. The truck is a bit damaged, but hey, we can fix trucks, we can't fix bodies, and that's where we have all the safety gear.
No, I just got out of line real bad right from the start. Went off to the right. got into those bushes and closed my eyes at that point, mate. I knew I was going through the trees. So a bit painful on the way down, but more worried about the truck.
That's a good four-wheel drive. Never mind the body, I'm just worried about my truck.
This week's PVM Brand X moment by an outstanding country mile is Dan Cowper and Dave Hoskin for the horrendous roll.
There's a good battle going on between first and second, which is ourselves and Martin Walton. So we've got to try and keep ahead of Martin at the moment. And we saw him have a go at this hill climb, and he did well, so we had to try and match it. Right from the start, we got out of line. And we wanted to go up the right-hand side of the hill. We ended up having to have a go on the left, which had a bit of a bad bank in it.
Time almost stops. Like we pulled up on the hill and I sat there, and I know it happened quick when we look back on it, but you sit in the truck and you feel, and then it just goes.
I still wanted to attempt it quite hard. I shot us up to the right at the top. And we ended up sort of going out to the side of the hazard in the trees.
And then it just seems like forever you're in the air and you're just going over backwards and you think this is going to hurt, and then bounce.
Rolled probably 3 or 4 times down, which absolutely pretty much destroyed the truck.
Dan, over the years to his credit, has not rolled a lot, and been with him for a couple of years, and this is the second time now, but no, it's a bit out of character.
If I had to attempt that one again, I'd do it very similar, but I don't know what I'd have to do to make it go right.
That Suzuki Jimny is waiting to get a new boss. So our competition question for today is, who was the club who hosted today's trial? This 5th round, who was the club who hosted it? Send your answers to the address on screen or to SuzukiXtreme.tv, the website. Now before I go, I just want to remind you guys that we're going to have DVDs available of the whole trial, available from Whitcoulls, or you can order it online.
See you later. Make sure you tune in next week when we've got the winners from Manukau.
Welcome to the 4x4 Friends. There is nothing better than snuggling up in front of the TV on a Sunday afternoon watching one of your favourite shows.
So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea or coffee, or a 6-pack if you'd like that, and we'll check out the action from the Manukau trial.
The rally is taking place in a part of the Bombay Hills that separates Auckland and the Waikato region. I can't believe you can be so close to a big city like Auckland and be completely lost in the hills. It's here that the Manukau Club set up a hazardous obstacles for this fantastic rally. We've seen trucks tumbling, people getting frustrated, but you know what? That's how the champions are selected. So off we go to the action.
Right, now let's move over to hazard 19, and we've got Norman Hudson and Colin Piper, C-Class. That's an ugly little hazard. You've actually got to climb up to the right. Very deceiving here. It's very steep and off camber, and you've got to come around. Even the little wall of death up the top there isn't too nice to sit up there. And it's, he's managed to bring it down. You've got to watch that it doesn't tip you right over the front. And the actual hazard, because he hit that peg, the hazard continues around to the right and up.
Rightio, Paul Chapman and Derek Smythe next, trying up this gnarly little hazard. Let's see how they get on. Up heading into the first part. As we said, this is not nice cruising across here. Puts you right off for heading down this gnarly piece, and he's basically decided to flag it at the top there. 60 points.
Reuben Mason, Kane Newman up next, and he's going up and around the top. Straighten it up for going across. He's trying to bring it around. Oh no! That's gonna tickle. That's a hard track to land on. You can see that how steep it is, even the gravity is pushing the rear of his vehicle across. You've got to get your lines right coming down here or it'll make you pay. That would have hit hard their way.
Gary Ledbury and Julian Rivers up next. This is one of the most tricky hazards of the day, folks. It's really gnarly up there. Look at the way that's screwed across. That's a bad 90 points there for Gary.
Next up we've got Neville Dunton and Brent Dunton. The home-built D-Class. He's getting a bit of pace on, same thing. It's, that just that'll cost Neville. That's 90 points. Bad luck.
Brian Houghton's good, having a go again. The first part of this hazard is really gnarly, Wayne. As soon as you drop to the bottom here, you've got to turn a hard right and then back up the hazard to get the zero. Oh, good save there, Brian. That was on its way. Well done, 50 points.
Now we got Chris Tomlin and Warwick Delberg, D-class. Let's just check him with his navvy there that he's happy to go. And off they go, miss the first red. Get a bit of pace on to bring it around the top here, going wide, which gives you a little bit more options going across. Now he's just got to walk it down here carefully. He's done that nicely, that's that beautiful. And there you can see now they've got to keep it hard in and swing right. He's going well so far, he's just got to get it up over this bank. He's going brilliantly. And oh, that is a brilliant drive. That's 20 points for Chris.
That's the best we've seen there, Wayne.
Hazard 21, the gut twister. This is a gnarly hazard. Murray Kitt and Dean Mulholland on it, D-class. And he's over. And now, and decided to leave the bonnet behind. Must have been the Mohawks, I think. Yeah, there we go. And you just look at this as it climbs back over on itself and just enough there to send it going. And just leave the bonnet on the ground.
The bonnet dismantling hazard. Ryan Bold and Lane Jones up next. Heading up through this gnarly, oh, they've made that easy. Across the top and it's down a very steep drop off to finish. Let's see how he goes. Across the top, no worries. Getting a clap. There was a lot of crowd up the top. Heading on down, he's done the dangerous part of the hazard, although he's really got to watch here. Letting it go. Excellent, that's a zero.
Now we're on board with Chase Rodder and Graham Ibbott doing it. Chase is the ex-2000 2001 national champ. Let's see what he can do here. He's got up the top nicely and just bringing it around. Just, oh, mate, that's going to annoy him. Oh, you stalled there.
Trailing arm off the front diff.
Oh, no, we had a breakage underneath.
So we had to stop before we did E4 damage.
Oh, no.
Well, there you go. You had the explanation from Jeep.
Dan Barnett up next. Let's see how the little Suzuki Jimmy can handle it up here. It's a pretty good effort. 70 points there for Dan.
Ready? Now we're on board with Dean Foster and Mike Crane, F-Class, the Mitzi Pajero. And he's attacking at it. See what he can do. That front is deceiving there, mate, and that's just pulled him up. There's 60 points.
Here we go with Lyndon Hall and Perry Mason. Let's see how Dirtbag handles this gnarly little bump here. Oh, lifting up on it already. He's got to really just be gentle on that throttle. I don't think he's going to move much further than that. Just gently back off. Oh no, he's done it again! Oh, that bonnet is getting a serious puzzling all day.
It doesn't quite look straight there, actually, Chase.
But the old snub nose model.
Now we've got Brian Howard and Skid in here. And they've popped up there nicely, and up and around they go. Just quietly walking across the top there. And down and out. That's a nice, simple drive for Brian. And that's zero.
Okay, up next are the Jordans, all the way from down south. Bought the truck this year and are getting right into the sport. Let's see how he goes. Getting up into this, laying into it. Oh, big lift in the front. He's just going to have to get out of that. Yep, safely back down. Well done. Here we go with the Cook's entry. Martin and Philip Walton. I would say this would be rather exciting. Heading up. Oh, just oh man! Check that out! Gee, oh, that's gonna tickle. That's a good way of just rattling everything inside your body.
Oh, let's have a look at that again. Did anyone remind him it wasn't a speed section? Unbelievable.
It's almost like the thing changed up in a cog while it was in the air and just flipped him straight over backwards.
Hey, look at this. When he gets traction, hits the ground again, still driving.
Mate.
And it's going nowhere but over backwards.
That is a bit of excitement for those boys.
Oh, that'll make it.
They'll need more than a cleaning rag to get that right.
Now we've got Shannon Wellman, Richard Vernon, Subaru powered C-Class here. Let's see what they can do. They attack that first lip, just enough to bring the front back down and bring it under control to get the traction to come up and around high here. Richard's working on the fiddles just to give him a bit of control. And now as they turn, you can see on board, you'll see here, give you an idea of how steep this is to drop down and out. And you've still got to do a bit of work and concentrate here, otherwise it can go wrong for you as well. And then bring it down and out nicely and control out the blues. And that's a zero.
What an action-packed day we're having here in the Bombay Hills. What an awesome event set up by the Manukau Club. Welcome back. What an action-packed day we're having here in the Bombay Hills and an awesome trial set up by the Manukau Club.
Check out Hazard 23, we've got Brendan James and Scott Richmond up first. Little home-built Suzuki, Toyota 4-valve in there. Cruising along quite nice. Oh, it's lifting up on him, he's gone. He's over on his side, landing on his wheels. That is pretty serious. Hope those guys are okay.
Good day.
He's not happy.
GT radio playback, I thought he was going to catch it here for a minute, and then it's just gone too far, and over he goes. That would have been a fairly hard hit from there.
Now we got Martin Walton, Philip Walton. They're just having a scope first. There's that stump there in the foreground. You can see it's quite ugly, and you've got to get above it. Should quietly here going. They've popped over that nicely, but it's cost them the momentum. They took the red. So that'll cost Martin 60. Had the pace to get over and pass because he didn't want to roll, but he took the red.
Subaru powered, Shannon Wellman and Richard Werner. Let's see how they go. Oh, they're nicely down there. They've got right down to the bottom here. They're just going to get back up into that blue.
Nice.
Yeah, well done. Unfortunately, they've clipped the 20 peg on the way back.
Pretty harsh coming down there. A bit harder than expected. Is it? Yeah.
Chase Rodder and Graham Hibbert. They'll be attacking this hazard. They got the pace on here going over the top. Get away from that stump. Oh, that's picked him up. No, that's picked him up and thrown him the other way. Oh, mate, he's just thrown all his toys out there, including the kitchen plate by the sound of it. Let's just have a look at that again on the GT radio playback. You'll see as he gets over, he's got the pace to get past it, and it's curling over. He's managed to save it, but with the momentum and the slope of the hill, it's just kicked him over the other side. And there you can see the number plate on his truck rattling around inside.
Next up, Stu and Jess McMillan, F-Class Cruiser. Let's see how he goes. Heading up nicely. He's got around the top. Yeah, well done, Stu. Better to head away without rolling it. 60 points there.
Now we've got David Smith and John Greaves. A couple of likely lads, these guys. He's attacking it. Sitting up. He's just didn't come back for him.
The old hazard's caught another one, Wayne.
Yeah.
No, when the guy said go at the beginning, that's when you lost focus.
You think? Yeah. It's great, mate. Awesome day. Fantastic.
Okay, and here's the Hutchison brothers and the Army Jeep heading over the top. And man, that's gone. It's like just tumbling away. At least they're on their wheels again. Look at this. Check it out in the GT radio playback. Heading over and it's like the hills picked him up and just chucked him off it.
Oh, and with an effort like that, Craig definitely deserves some indestructible dirty dogs for that effort. Now we've got Shane O'Hagan and Jeff Butler in the C-Class. So what he can do is just, wow, he didn't like the Puma, obviously. Oh, and Zane didn't like it in the front.
The engines moved forward and smashed the cam cover and wiped out the cam belt.
Not a good day for the lads.
Yeah, that's it for the day.
Put it on the trailer. Bad luck, guys. You can see it here. It's just a hard hit there. Oh. And it's obviously come off the mount somehow and punched it forwards. Bad luck, guys.
Nasty. Okay, here's Dean Russell and Jody sitting there. Oh, he's gone too. Man, this is taking it. Oh, that's gone well. Good effort. This hazard is just, it's so nasty. It's just collecting everyone at the moment. Let's see if anyone can get past this hazard.
Hey, guys.
Here's a playback, and just see what happened. He's got up to the top and then just the old gravity's just taken over and he's gone. That would have been a fairly exciting ride inside of there. We're really testing our safety equipment out today. Paul Chapman and Derek Smythe up next. Let's see how they go. Yeah, no, well done. They've kept over to the left there. Unfortunately, just couldn't slow it. He's carrying. Keep on going, mate. Good effort.
We'll just park on our two wheels.
If in doubt, just keep it going. It may come right.
And now we've got Andrew Graham, Ron Kelly, and the Cowley's truck. And he's just quietly going across here. He's trying a different approach. He said he's just going to walk it really slow. He's doing it beautifully so far. It's sitting there nicely for him. He's got to bring it down off those benches, which he's done nicely, and bring it round to his right and through the beautiful drive, and that's a 0. Excellent drive.
Okay, we're over to Hazard 26 now, and Chris Tomlin and Warwick Dahlberg. Real big bog hole. This is where you're just going to unleash that power of those V8s, and he's done that. Right through, you've got to head out to the right, and then it carries on a long way from there, but he's got hooked up. It's real deep, that mud in there. That's 70 points for Chris.
Yeah, A-Class Dan Barnett, let's see what he can do. He's jumping into this with a Suzuki, trying to stay up to the left, and unfortunately that's cost him. That's 90 points, Dan. Hard luck.
Brendan James, Scott Richmond. Let's see how he goes. Looks like he's got one locker in by the switches on the dash, and he's just going to let it have it. Nice light little truck. It should go over across the bog well here. A lot of rev. Keep it going. Keep it going, mate. It could just hook out. He's going well. Heading up to the end. He's got to slow up to get around the yellows. Unfortunately, he's gone out the course, so that's 70 points there for Brendan. Okay, up next, the Mohawk boys, Murray Kitt and Dean Mulholland. Give it heat. V6 Commodore on there, running well. Kumo tyres. Going well. That's caught him up deep mud, as we've said. 90 points there.
Malcolm McLeavy and Glenn Gooden, C-Class. Who unleashed this thing in here? He's trying to stick to the left. And now they're just working those brakes hard out, mate. Try and get some traction. And it's surprising. That's pulled him up. That's 80 for Malcolm. He doesn't look happy about it either. He wanted 0. Peter Freeman, and he's off, and he's the same. He's attacking into there. He's trying to bring it around, get a bit of traction, and it's no, he's not going to get that next grade. So unfortunately, that's 80 for Pete as well.
Oh, that was style, wasn't it? At least you gave it even. Foot fell off the accelerator.
Oh, Pete, you're not supposed to let that out on national TV.
You're all plaque, Pete.
Now here's Pete Murphy and Fireman. These two are a couple of likely lads. You can see we're on board with them here. You can just see how rough it is just even getting into the mud. And you got to let it loose. And that's just pulling him up, mate. He can't go much further than that, Pete. Fireman's trying to get a bit of traction on the fiddles. And that's 90 points.
Now we're going to check out how Dennis Frankhauser and Karen Morris go. Heading in, big old FJ40 Cruiser with a lot of power in this thing. You're just going to unleash it. Yeah, give it heaps, Dennis. Unfortunately, it's got caught up. Tried his hardest, but that's 90 points, unfortunately, there.
Now we've got Martin and Philip Walton, D-Class. Pressure will be on Martin here because there's a good competition going between him and Dan this season. And he's letting loose, mate. He wants the stereo. He's pushing hard. You can see Philip there working the brakes. And they've got up there nicely. They're through that. They've just got to come around to the left. And they're still working it. And there's the blues. That's a nice sight to see after that drain. And that's a 0.
And took a totally different option. We were supposed to be right-hand side down, and we ended up going the other way, and it paid off for us.
Boy, it was really tough out there, really testing hazards for everyone. Come back and we'll check out the action.
Welcome back to Suzuki Xtreme 4x4. The competition question for today is, in which mountain range are we in that separates Auckland and Waikato regions? That's your competition question to put you in the draw to win one of these fantastic Suzuki Jimneys.
This is the lovely little Jimny that some lucky person's going to win. It'll be drawn on the 2nd of September, so get as many entries in as you can.
The address is on the screen, or you can go into our website www.suzukiextreme.tv. Now we're going to head straight back to the action in Manukau.
Rightio, has the 28. First up, Brian Howard and Skid. Oh, laying into it. Go on, Brian. This is a really gnarly little short climb and lots of bumps and humps in it. 20 points there for Brian.
Now we've got Kevin Galbraith, Jay Sullivan, D-Class. And he's just quietly walking it up there and got his 40 points.
Ryan Bold and Lane Joe next. You just got no momentum gathering here. It's just really short and sharp and very gnarly. Oh, it's lifting up here. Oh, look how close that is to the cameraman. I reckon that guy's got to get some of those indestructible dirty dogs for standing that close. Well done, Steve. Look at this on the GT Rodeo playback. It just, that must have looked very big in the camera lens, I'll tell you. That's an awesome bit and quite a gnarly roll for Ryan and Lane. They'll check him out and they'll be fine. Excellent wearing of the neck braces.
But Wayne and Amy Nickel up next. No, just attacking it, mate. And that set up there beautifully. That's a 0.
Andrew Graham and Ron Kelly, the Cowleys truck, as you can see, all the way from Whangarei. Heading up. They've just got 40 points. It's a really quite a gnarly hazard, this.
Now we got Terry DeGraw, Rob Brady, D-Class. He'll be punching it up there. And it just caught him up a little bit. Didn't quite get to 0. That'll be 20 for Terry.
Check out Ernie and Heidi. Just see how they go with a new truck. Oh, look, love that bump. That first one, it just gave them so much momentum to carry on up and through the blues. That's a 0 for Ernie and Heidi. Well done. Yeah, brilliant stuff on the GT radio playback. It's well up past those blues, and that's our 0.
We're over to hazard 29 now. Chris Tomlin and Warwick Delberg. It's a short, hard climb up here, but there's a couple of benches as you go up and around. Chris is working it hard, drifting across, and he's climbing out. Oh, that wouldn't have felt nice sitting in there, and it's just pulled him up enough. Hard luck, Chris, that's 10.
Okay, Wayne and Scotty up next. F-Class, good old FJ40 Cruiser. A lot of power in this thing. Just see how they go. Very experienced Wayne, been trialling for a number of years now. Just cruising along, got around that peg nicely. Let's see how he attacks this hill here. Lovely old FJ40, and it just sounds the business, doesn't it? Heading on up. Oh, look at the bite that he's getting. Excellent. Keep it going, Wayne. That's an awesome effort there in an FJ40 Cruiser. Kim Rowe and James Griffin up next. Carry on around. V6 Commodore on this. Nice little truck, Suzuki. Heading up through the corner. Let's see him get up this gnarly bank at the end. Oh, mate. That's a good effort. 30 points there for Kim.
Now let's see what the Jordans can do. Let's head down into it nice and quietly. Just got to watch this first lip here, doesn't push you down on the red. And they've got past that just. Then you got to... Oh, and they had to turn out a bit. Unfortunately, that's an 80 for the Jordans.
Graham and Chris Kingston in there now. F-Class Cruiser, and this thing's got a ton of grunt. Blowing V8 Lexus engine in there, and it's working real well. Up past the first bit, he's going well. Get it up there, Graham. Good effort. 10 points. That's awesome in an F-Class truck.
Now we've got Martin Walton, Philip Walton, D-Class. They're just quietly going down this first bit here. As you can see the angle here on board, how you come around, it's quite a steep hill climb. Kicks you out to the right. And they're just letting it loose, mate. They want the momentum to get over the top. And that they did. And that's a 0.
Plenty of confidence, wrong line. You made it. Yeah, we made it, so we're lucky. Cool, man. Good.
This lovely jacket, who are you going to give it to this week?
And our first contender for the PVM Brand X moment on Hazard 19 is Reuben Mason and his lovely little fall down onto the track. And our second contender for the PVM Brand X moment is Lyndon Hall and Perry Mason in Dirtbag as they go over backwards. And the third contender for our PVM Brand X moment is David Smith and Mike for their lovely little roll on Hazard 23. And the winner this week of the PVM Brand X moment is Reuben Mason for his efforts on Hazard 19. It's not a nice roll coming off this hill. Coming off a steep hill and then down, even worse, you've got to drop off a steep bank. You can see here he's just trying to get it lined up and it just doesn't quite work for him. And over and onto the hazard.
Another pair of Dirty Dog sunglasses to be given away to a lucky viewer. Once again, just tell us what you found really special about today's trial. Send it to us in an email and one of these pairs of glasses could be yours.
Keep your eyes out for the DVD, it'll be at Whitcoulls. There's 2 volumes. First volume's trials, second volume's Laurie Sanson's and Winches.
The overall winner of the Manukau event was Ron Stern, which was an awesome surprise. We'll see you next week.
See ya. Rightio, winners today, A-Class Dan Barnett, C-Class Brendan James, D-Class was taken out for the first time, Ron Sturm, E-Class Mike G. Taylor. F-Class was taken out by Graham Kingston. Overall placings today, Ron Sturm was first overall, Martin Walton came in second, third was Terry de Graw from Wellington.
Okay, we're here with Graham and Chris. They managed to win F-Class, which is pretty competitive this year.
We played safe. It was the biggest thing. It was rough. You can't make one mistake. Like we've got the attitude this year. It's 100% and Mr. Perfect.
Second overall, Martin and Philip Walton.
The hazards, you have to think about what you're doing when you're driving. If you're driving wrong, you paid the price. And that's basically what it came down to.
Well, we put this year down just for a learning curve. We never expected to be. We wanted to get into the top 5. That was our aim.
Some of the hazards today were quite scary, and we had a plan, and you have plan B and a few other plans obviously. But when you actually achieve it at the end, it's like, yes, it's a neat feeling.
There's any amount of drivers out there that can take it. There's a lot of capable trucks and a lot of capable drivers.